Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the channel. So today we're going to be going over the gems in Diablo Immortal. This is actually one of the most important things in the game that will be tied to some sort of endgame progression, as they are going to be a way to kind of define your character in some sort of way. So first off, let me go and show you guys the gems. I'll go over all of their effects, but I'll go and give you guys a brief explanation on what the heck the gems do, because some of these effects will overlap, so I don't have to repeat myself on what some of these gems do. Now, let me go and just click on one, for example, here. And you have several different ways to acquire them. But first off, they're all going to give some sort of benefit to the socketed items base attributes. To show you guys what that actually means, is it's going to be whatever the item's attributes are. So for example, you'll see that the attributes in this one are going to be strength and fortitude. If I go to my gem right now and I go remove the Berserker's gem, so this one gives us 20% of the socketed items base attribute. You can see where it says plus 36 damage. So if I remove this, we're going to go lose 36 damage over there. So that's like a brief little kind of explanation on what that does. So that number does technically matter, as you do want to put whatever like stat that you want to be the highest. You want the gem to have the highest percentage bonus on that specific piece that would give you whatever stat that you're looking for in particular. So that'd be a good little like, explanation for that mechanic. Right now in the marketplace, we're able to see all the gems currently that are in the game. Keep in mind, everything is alpha, so things of course are subject to change, but there's a lot more that we had gotten introduced that we haven't had previously in the previous alpha. So I want to go and give you guys all of the effects of the gems and go over like, how to upgrade them, because it's a little bit different than Diablo 3, and they are very, very important. If you play Diablo 3, you know that gems are very important as well. But first off, going over the gems, that's like what the base attribute means. And every single one of these will have that. Depending on what the gem is, it can go up or down. Now, how do you get gems? Unlike in Diablo 3, where you would do a Greater Rift and they would just simply drop, in Diablo Immortal, you can get them technically as drops, but if you click get more, it'll tell you kind of how to get them. So you can complete Elder Rifts, or you can actually craft them, or you can purchase them from the market. So you can also technically sell them on the market, and then you can use the exact same currency to purchase them. They are going to be purchased in a currency called Platinum. That's the only currency where we can purchase gems. Remember, you can still also craft gems, and here is kind of an idea on how much Platinum they cost. Now, how you can acquire Platinum is just by playing the game, but it is a form of another currency that you can buy in the shop. In terms of the like real money ratio, I don't know what that's going to cost, but if you guys go to the Platinum, you can see for Eternal Orbs, which is something that you'll be able to purchase, and you actually get 500 daily as of right now in the alpha. I don't know if we're going to get that in the actual game, but that will give you 5,000 platinum. And so you can definitely acquire your gems via just selling your gems for platinum over on the marketplace. Like I've sold a few of my gems over on the marketplace as well. And just to show you guys kind of what they go for if we go to the legendary gems. Now, they're not the same as the regular gems. So in order to socket a item with a legendary gem versus a regular gem, which is kind of something a little bit different, you can see what these gems do. You can see as you rank up, and you get multiple copies of the same one, just like you could in like Diablo 3, and you're able to basically just convert it into an upgrade. Later down the line, it will cost more of them technically, because you go to 3 of these equals 1 of these, and it just takes a lot longer to get to the final one. But it also will cost another form of currency, but this is mostly going to be focusing on the legendary gems. So the difference between the regular gems and the legendary gems, so you could have a total, keep in mind this is as right now in the alpha, you could have 6 legendary gems in your what's called the main armor slots, and then you have your secondary gear slots. So the secondary gear slots where you would actually put in the regular gems like you would in Diablo. Unlike in like Diablo 2 and 3, where you'd be able to put them in different areas and it would give you different stats, this will always give you the same stats. But with the legendary gems, it does matter where you put it, because it will give you that bonus like I mentioned before, the percentage. So now that that's kind of out of the way, to give you guys a brief explanation of like how the legendary gems work. And again, you can have up to 6 as of right now. I don't know if there's going to be some legendary that has more than 1 socket, but that could be something to look out for. With the basic items over here on the left side, like the secondary, you can have multiple sockets. You can have like 3. I don't know if I've seen anything more than 3 as of right now, but again, you can't put legendary gems in those sockets. They only go in these 6 pieces of gear, which is going to be your main, offhand, shoulders, your legs, chest, and your helm. But now that that's out of the way, I want to go over all the effects of the gems, but I had to get that out of the way first because that's very important in terms of like gameplay mechanics. So let's go over some of the gems. So these are also available on the Battle Pass, like as in when you progress in the free variant of the Battle Pass, you'll actually acquire legendary gems as well. Some of the stuff is blocked out, like we can't see what's in the Battle Pass, but there could be ones on the like premium Battle Pass that I'm guessing you're gonna have to pay for that you'll be able to also get through that means. And you can also right now get tiers on the Battle Pass by using your Eternal Orbs, but most people are probably just using Eternal Orbs to get other things right now. But first off, this is Power and Command. It's almost kind of like Focus, not Focus and Restraint, what is it, Convention of Elements, where we had this in the previous alpha. Basically, you'll see either a white swirl or a black swirl around your character, and that signifies between your primary and secondary, or your primary and your like actual skills. So basically, to explain what the heck this is, you have your primary attack over here where you're able to just keep on using, and all the other skills will have some sort of a cooldown, and that is kind of determining which one is getting buffed at the time. So that's what the Power and Command actually does. Let me go ahead and go over it. Okay, so you can see in the green text the numbers that would be increased as you upgrade them. Keep in mind, certain gems can be upgraded more than others. You can see this one can go up to 5 ranks, but it depends on the actual gem itself. I'm not sure if they can actually roll when you get them to be either higher stars. I'm not sure if you can get a Power and Command that's even higher in stars, but that is something to mention really quick. But you can see it's a state that alternates every 9 seconds, and then you'll be able to either increase your primary or your skill damage. Again, you want to try to rotate it on the right one. And then also there is, like right now, there's not the other description, but by going into the Battle Pass, you can actually see something that is not actually right over there. Let me go scroll through the Battle Pass. Like I mentioned before, there's a lot of things that you can't see, but at the very end over here, you'll be able to see that oh wait, actually, did this change? Okay, so something I wanted to mention that I don't know if they just changed this, but at a certain rank with this, I know that it was supposed to remove when you swap between either the bonus on the primary or secondary attack. It's supposed to also remove a negative status effect when it is swapping, but that requires you to get a certain rank. I'm not sure if you have to upgrade it to even see that thing, but it says description coming soon, so perhaps that's not implemented yet. But I know it did exist at one form of the alpha, which might have been the previous one. But there are times where if you upgrade a gem, again, just like in Diablo 3, which was normally 25, once you ranked it up that high, you'd get like some other bonus effect, and that was this one's bonus effect. But I'm not going to go over like the gain bonus on like any of the gems because, again, you guys can see that. So that's what the Power and Command does. Next up, Black Rose. Each time you attack, you have a 10% chance to summon vines that immobilize the attacker for 1.5 seconds, and each enemy cannot be affected by this more than once every 12 seconds. And then a lot of them right now, I want to say these potentially are placeholders, but all of them right now are offering some sort of magic find, and they didn't have that before. So I'm guessing that could be, again, a placeholder, or that could be just what they plan to do in terms of like when you rank up the gem. How great is magic find in the game? Because we're not able to like... Right now, I'm max level, but that's not max level in the game. Right now, we can only hit 55, but there is still more content in the game. And sometimes in certain games, until you go up into the highest difficulty, if you play Diablo 3, like if you do Torment 16 versus just like normal, increasing your magic find in the higher difficulties is going to be significantly better, as the chances to drop are going to be significantly better. Also, in Diablo 3, in the rifts, you have like, double the chance for legendaries. Anyways, but... that's what this one does. A lot of them, again, have magic find right now as maybe a placeholder. Now we have Nightmare Wreath. So when you have a 10% chance when you kill an enemy to cause other nearby enemies to flee in fear for 1 second, and can't occur more often than once every 20 seconds. Again, all the numbers in green, when you upgrade them, these can change, to be basically buffed. And then you have just more magic find on this one. Now with Bloody Reach, This is going to increase all damage you deal by 1.5% for every 2 yards between you and the enemy hits. Maximum increase of 6% at 8 yards, so better obviously for a ranged character. And then some more, the Magic Find. And then we have Frozen Heart. I want to say this one is a newer one. As you can see, this one goes all the way up to 5 stars. So this one makes it so you reduce all damage you take from enemies further than 3 yards away by 10%. This one also has a massive number. It's 70 to 120% of the socketed items base attribute. And then this one actually gives you 15% versus 5. So you can see some of the gems will offer more than others, but this one is obviously going to be a damage reduction from the damage that you would take, so it's more of a defensive gem. And then we have Unity Crystal, so the percent of the damage you take is split amongst the party members that are also using the gem, and then you just get Magic Find. Then we have Sleeping Bile, so our attacks have a 5% chance to poison enemies, inflicting 25% plus 303 damage every second for 3 seconds, and the poison spreads to nearby enemies. If the victim dies, it cannot affect the same target more than once every 6 seconds. And then this one also is a 5-star gem that will grant you a massive amount of Magic Find, again, it's like triple the amount. And this one's kind of like Bane of the Powerful if you play Diablo 3. So we gain 6% increased damage for 60 seconds after killing an elite monster, and then just a flat 5% Magic Find for the bonus once we get it to the rank 5. And then this one over here, we gain 40 to 50%. Okay, this was on all of them. And then our attacks have a 10% chance to call Chain Lightning, inflicting 60% plus 729 additional damage to all enemies near the target, and it can only occur once every 15 seconds. And then 10% Magic Find. And then Fervent Fang over here, each time you make an attack against an enemy, increases the damage it takes from your attacks by 0.75 up to a maximum of 7.5 at 10 stacks over here. It's like Bane of the Stricken and Diablo 3. So you'll see a lot of similarities between some of these gems and Diablo 3. But then another Magic Find boost at rank 5. Now, next up we have Phoenix Ashes. This one's pretty interesting. So this one's another 5-star gem. So massive amount of, we can see some of the same numbers on a lot of these, like, 70 to 120 on like the 5 stars, but it prevents fatal damage and then grants a shield for 6 seconds that absorbs 100% of your life in damage. And when the shield expires, you get to heal. Well, right now it's 0% because it's going to be like the first rank of the remaining value. It can't occur more often than once every 300 seconds, and then a massive 15% Magic Find. Then Chip of Stone Flesh. Our attacks have a 5% chance to petrify your target, stunning them for 1 second. Cannot affect the same target more than once every 20 seconds. And then 15% Magic Find once you get it to that other one. It's weird that it says 1-star attributes, additional attributes unlocked at 2 stars. I wish they would just show that what the heck it did. Like this one says unlocks at rank 5, which it showed what you unlocked at rank 2, but currently this is what we have. And it's very difficult to actually get your gems very, very high right now in the alpha, as getting them to drop and even starting to craft some of them. I'll show you guys briefly on crafting some of these gems and like the upgrades and how it works too. But we have the Hunger. This is actually one of the best gems in the game. I actually spent like several days of currency just to get this one. Someone listed it, which was crazy because it's so good. So this is heal for 5% plus 60 life each time you kill an enemy, and then you get 10% Magic Find. This is what I would consider the gem that everyone will be wanting in every single build, because as you progress in the game, when you go further down the line, your potion's cooldown is just too long, and there's not really that much life regen like you would have in Diablo 3, like with, let's say, like the Templar, when you have like the Follower just for that life regen. So it's actually really nice to have this. And then we have Battle Guard. So this one reduces all damage you take from enemies with 3 yards of you. So great for like melee characters, and then some more Magic Find. And then Chain Death. This one increases damage done by your attacks by 1.5% per target hit, up to a maximum of 4.5 with 3 targets, and then just some Magic Find. Then we have Howler's Call. Our primary attack has a 30% chance to summon a charging spirit wolf that inflicts 100% damage to enemies in its path that cannot occur more often than once every 10 seconds. And again, all the numbers in green can be changed when you upgrade. So Mocking Lauder makes it so our primary attack forces non-elite monsters it hits to attack you for 2 seconds. And so it's basically kind of like a taunt build over here. It doesn't actually reduce the damage that you take, but maybe if you are supposed to be like a tank in the group, that could be something to consider as well. Also with Crusader, you have block. So maybe if you happen to be playing a build where on certain proc effects, you could get, you know, something off of it, it'd be good. And then you get 5% increase in Magic Find. Then we have Cutthroat's Grin. It grants 7.5% increased critical chance when attacking from behind. And then you also get some Magic Find. I like this idea too of like some sort of like gem where like they do more than just like flat sort of damage. Even though this one's technically damage, it encourages you to do something a little bit different, playing, differently, and I like that idea. Then we have Blessing of the Worthy. When you take damage, you have a 20% chance to unleash Retribution on all nearby enemies, dealing damage equal to 10% of your maximum life, and it can't occur more than once every 15 seconds. So maybe this could be a reason to run Mocking Laughter over here, so you can get that like proc chance because everything's trying to attack you. But it does technically have that internal cooldown. Maybe if you upgrade it really, really high, it just becomes really short. Then we have Berserker's Eye. It increases all damage dealt by 5%, but increases all damage you take by 6%. And then we have another 5% magic boost. And then we have Trick Shot Gem. Your channel skills consume energy 10% slower. So I can show you guys what a channel skill will look like. Basically, think of like Whirlwind and channel skill. You can't just hold it down forever. There's no mana in this game or like sort of resource other than with channel skills. It just basically has a little bar that depletes. So it has its own little resource. And then we just get a 5% magic find. And then with the Respite Stone, it reduces all damage you take by 1% for every 10% your life is below maximum, up to a maximum damage reduction of 5%. And then we have Zod Stone. So this increases the duration of your ultimate skill by 20%. And then you also get some little magic find with that. So now that we've gone over all the effects of these gems, I want to go ahead and now go into the upgrading and crafting of gems, so I can, give you guys an idea of, what to kind of expect. So there is someone in town that we can go to, and I can go show you guys kind of how it looks. I'll go activate this, and we can go to the Apprentice Jeweler. So you'll see, if we go to the services, you can actually replace your gem, or you can just upgrade, but you can change your gems right now on the fly, like at any point. So if I wanted to upgrade Berserker's Eye, the requirements to go from rank 1 to rank 2 would just be Berserker's Eye. So this is just a rank 1 gem. If we click on autofill, I don't have the materials for this. But if I go to, let's say, my Slayd's Awakening, you can see this one is now rank 2. So in order to upgrade this, I have to have 2 copies of Slayd's Awakening, and then I also have to have what's called a provide power over here. So if I do autofill, I will autofill and it will put in another gem. So if I just go ahead and like remove this one, I can put in any one at the same gem power that it requires for the upgrade. In this case, it's 1. So as you go higher, you can see what it's going to do. So this is the one where can I click on it? Okay, so basically it increases the basic attribute and the damage that you'll be able to get. So to go over like what this gem does, okay, here we go. So you gain 25%, and then you also gain 8% increased damage for 60 seconds after killing an elite monster. And then this also now shows the other attribute, which unlocks at rank 4. Okay, this is actually cool. Some of them are just going to be number increases, but some of them will do different things that, again, it doesn't show you. Like this one just increases the healing, which, like I said, this gem, the Hunger, is probably one of the best gems in the game. And then you can see just the difference in what it does. But again, it can vary for some of the gems on like what they do. It's not just the green numbers. They can add basically a whole nother separate stat line. And unfortunately, I don't think we can see every single one of those. But now going into crafting a gem, okay, actually I don't even need to move for this. So if you do the rifts, you can actually get some of these little powders, and the powders can be used as another currency to buy the runes in order to craft one. You can see the recipes that we have right now. I don't know right now if we have to unlock these recipes. You can also go for a random gem, but it does also cost 3,000 platinum, which is actually quite a bit amount. You can actually, well, right now it just requires a T, which like you get very, very easily. It's a really easy rune. For example, the rune that I really like, or the rune that I would need to get, is called Vox. I have 0 of these. These are super, super rare, and it requires 9 of them. So you can craft runes by using dust that you'll be getting. And I'll show you guys, like, I've done, I don't know, a bunch of them, and I don't have that much to even craft one Vox. But keep in mind, it could be because I'm lower level. Even though I'm max level now, it's still considered not max level, and certain things might not even drop in the game until you reach a certain, what's called item level. If you guys played Diablo 2, you'd probably know what I'm talking about. But pretty much what it comes down to is you can craft any gem that you want. And you didn't even need the recipe. At least as of right now, you don't need to get the recipe. You just can craft it right here. I've actually crafted one previously in the other alpha, but you'll see it requires a bunch of runes. It usually require like a bunch of like small runes, like ones that like you'll have a lot of, and then maybe some mid-tier. And depending on the rune, it you know, will obviously be harder to get. But in order to get runes, so you can get runes several different ways. You can actually purchase them like you would with the gems in the auction house, which I showed you guys. That's how I was able to show you guys all the effects of the gem. But if we go over to the top of West March, there is someone that we can actually purchase the items from over here. See, there's a Fading Ember Trader. So what we can do, we can go to the shop over here, and you can see these little like things called dust over here. They won't let us buy it, obviously, but you can see that you can actually buy some of these, and I'm guessing that these rotate as well, so you can straight up just buy the gem that you want. Now it costs a lot of these you know, dust, but you will need crest to go put them in, and that's what will give you the dust at the very end. Let me see if I can show you guys this. I don't think I have a crest here, but let me see if I can at least show you. So if I add, okay, so if I put the crests in here, we'll get dust as a reward. And actually, we have to click daily rewards. Okay, so we have a rare crest. Okay, now I can put one in, and you guys can actually see what I'm talking about. So you'll see that we will get Fading Ember. It says 5 right here, and then we'll also get a Mysterious Rune. So that's how you can acquire the dust as well as the runes with the Fading Ember Trader. Again, these might actually rotate, like as in what you can get. Now, they do have a purchase limit, but as far as I'm aware of, there is no purchase limit on what you can do with platinum. So what that would mean is, I'm guessing platinum is one form of premium currency. By the way, you can still get platinum just by playing the game, but obviously it has, you know, some sort of limit. It's not going to let you just grind out platinum at a very, very fast rate. But you can actually just buy a bunch of platinum via, again, the shop over here. But like right now, we can't put any real money in, but this is the current shop right here. We also have reforged stones. It's just another topic. Gems are kind of like the most important thing, I would say, with Diablo Immortal. But you can see we can just purchase the platinum here. And with the platinum, we can just go over to the, I think we call them the market or auction house. So it's just called market. So you go over here, and then you can see we can just go to the legendary gems, and we could just purchase a bunch of these. So this would give me a huge advantage in the game if, you know, someone, you know, didn't have a bunch of platinum and I just maxed out on a bunch of, you know, orbs. Because remember, you gain 20%. Someone would be able to get, like, let's say 70% if they got that really, like, expensive one. And if they bought multiple of them, going up to 120%, that's a huge number to take into consideration. Also, remember that it's going to get extra stats. Some of those we can't see. I don't know if anyone's actually getting these gems right now in the alpha to rank 5, but I would love to see if someone knows or has some screenshots. Please definitely let me know in the comment section below, as I would love to see what some of these things can do. But yeah, that's the basics of the legendary gems. That's all the effects of the ones that we currently have. That's how you craft them, and that's how you upgrade them. So hopefully this video was informative and it helped you guys out. But that is one form of another way of progressing in the game after you go ahead and, like, you know, kit your entire gear out with like legendaries, and you're starting to upgrade your gear. But we'll go into more in maybe later down the line for all of like the gear choices in terms of like what you're able to upgrade in the game, because that was a question that I had. And I just really want to show off the gem mechanic and explain that. We'll also have to explain a lot of other things in the future. But that's the gem system that's in Diablo Immortal. I'm curious to know what you guys think of it. Do you guys like it? What would you guys improve? Remember, now is the time to speak up with all of us that have access to the alpha. We can try to reach out and maybe, you know, give them some good feedback for the game. But that's going to go wrap things up. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like on it. And if you're new here and do want to see more Diablo as well as Diablo Immortal content, as Diablo 2 Resurrected will be coming out, and we've already played the alpha. I've already dropped my thoughts on that. I'll link that video down below in case any of you guys want to check that out as well. But if there's anything else you guys want to see Immortal, let me know in the comment section below, and I'll try to cover it, because I'm trying to cover everything, all the in-game systems with this game. But anyways, take care, guys, and I'll catch you on the next video. And I'm signing out. Peace.